Hello viewers, welcome to my channel, Second Matter, the solution to your math problems. This is General Mathematics, November-December 2024. That is the ongoing Novdec. This is theory, optional question 10. So let's start with the A part. I read, the mean score of 40 pupils in the class test is 32.5. If there are 22 boys in the class and their mean score in the test is 33.4, we have to find the mean score of the girls. So let's quickly write down some information in the question. So the number of pupils. So the number of pupils in the class is 40. Then can you also determine the number of boys? So for number of boys, I have 22. So if there are 40 pupils and then 22 of them are boys, then obviously the number of girls will be 18, because the number of boys plus number of girls should be equal to the total number of pupils in the class, 18. Now, we were told that the mean score of 40 pupils in the class test is 32.5. So we know that the mean score of 40 pupils in the class should be equal to the sum of the individual scores of the 40 people divided by number of people, which is 40. Now, their mean score, or their mean score in the test was 32.5, and this should be equal to sum of the individual scores of the 40 people. So now let's make sum of their individual scores of the 40 people the subject. So 32.5 is the same as 32.5 divided by 1. So at this point, we can cross multiply. And 32.5 times 40. 32.5 times 40. That should give us 1,300. And then 1 times sum of the individual scores of the 40 students. That is S subscript 40. So S subscript 40 is 1,300. What does S subscript 40 represent? It means that when we sum up the individual scores of the 40 pupils in the class, this is the total score that we are to get. Again, we were told that if there are 22 boys in the class and their mean score in the test is 33.4, meaning that when we take the mean score of the 22 boys in the class, that is 33.4. So the mean score of the 22 boys will also be equal to the sum of the individual scores of the 22 boys divided by the total number of boys, which is 22. So for the 22 boys, their mean score is given as 33.4. So we have 33.4 is equal to sum of 22 divided by 22, and 33.4 is also the same as 33.4 on 1. So at this point, we can cross multiply. So let's do that. So now 33.4 multiplied by 22. We have 734.8. And this should be equal to 1 multiplied by s subscript 22. I have s subscript 22. So we can say that s subscript 22 is equal to 734.8. So what does s subscript 22 represent? It represents that when we sum up the individual scores of the 22 boys, this is the total score we have to get. So now the next step, can we find the sum of the individual scores of the 18 girls? So we want the sum of the individual scores of the 18 girls. So in the class, when we sum up the individual scores of the 40 pupils in the class, we are having 1,300. When we sum up the individual scores of the boys, we are having 734.8. So can we calculate the sum of the individual scores of the girls? So that would be the difference between the sum of the total number of pupils and then the sum of the individual scores of the 22 boys. So we can do the substitution. The total sum of the 40 pupils, the total sum of the individual scores of the 40 pupils, we had 1,300. Then the total scores of the 22 boys, we had 734.8. So 1,300 minus 734.8. I have 565.2. What does this value do? It means that when we sum up the individual scores of the 18 girls in the class, there's the score we have to get. Now with this, can we find the mean score of the girls? So the mean score of the girls, that is equal to the sum of the individual scores of the girls divided by the total number of girls in a class. So the mean score of the girls. So how many girls are there in the class? There are 18. So 18 is equal to the sum of the individual scores of the girls divided by total number of girls in the class. So what is the sum of the individual scores of the girls in the class? We had 565.2 divided by 18. So 565.2 divided by 18 have 31.4. So we can conclude that the mean score of the girls is 31.4. 31.4. So that is for the A part. So now with a B, I read, given that M is equal to one whole number 6 out of 7 and N is equal to two whole number 11 out of 28, we are to find the number X such that X is exactly halfway between M and N. So a number that is halfway between these two given numbers. And that number is no other number than the middle number. The middle number. So we are to look for a number that is located at the middle of these two given numbers. So how then do we locate this middle number? So now I have with me here the set of the first 5 natural numbers. The first 5 natural numbers. So can we identify the number that is located at the middle of these given numbers? So obviously the number is 3. See that 3 is located at the middle of the given numbers. Now, can we have an easier way of, or can we get a formula that will guide us to still locate the middle number? Yes, there is a formula. Now, for the first 5 natural numbers, 1 is the first number, and then 5 is the last number. So now let's sum up the first number and the last number. So 1 plus 5. Then we divide the sum by 2. 1 plus 5, that is 6, then 6 divided by 2. So 6 divided by 2 can be simplified as 3. So what is the conclusion? Anytime you are given some range of numbers and you want to locate the middle number, just add the first and the last number, and then from there you divide by 2. So the sum of the first number and then the last number. Then after that we divide the sum by 2. That will also locate the number that is found exactly halfway between the two given numbers. So we can transfer the same idea here. Now, with this particular question, the middle number should be X. And as we have seen right now, to find the middle number, we need to sum up the first. So M is the first number. So the first number plus the last number, which is N. Then we divide everything by 2. So X is equal to, what is M? So M, we have one whole number, 6 out of 7, plus N, two whole number, 11 out of 28. So we divide everything by 2. So now X is equal to, now this expression here can also be written as one whole number, 6 out of 7, plus two whole number, 11 out of 28, divided by 2. Nothing has changed. I've changed the format to this one. The division is here. So divide by 2, divide by 2. So the next step, I think we can change the mixed fraction into improper fraction. So let's do that. The first one whole number, 6 out of 7. 7 multiplied by 1, that is 7. 7 plus 6. 7 plus 6, that is 13. So 13 out of 7 plus 28 times 2, that is 56. And then 56 plus 11, I think that is 67 on 28. And we divide by 2. The next step, now we have two unlike fractions. 13 out of 7 plus 67 out of 28. So to add the two online fractions, we need to find the LCM. So the least common multiple of 7 and 28 is 28. 7 goes into 28. That is 4. Then 4 multiplied by 13, 52. Plus 28 goes into 28. That is 1. And then 1 multiplied by 67. We have 67. Let me clean this place. So now 52 plus 67. So we have x is equal to 52 plus 67, 119 divided by 28. And this expression or this fraction divided by 2. So x is equal to, anytime we are dividing two fractions, what do? We maintain the first fraction, we change the division sign to multiplication, and then we find the reciprocal of the second number. So the reciprocal of 2 can be written as 2 out of 1. So the reciprocal will be turning the numbers upside down. So 1 on 2. So the reciprocal of 2 is 1 out of 2. And then we are multiplying two fractions. What do? So in multiplying two fractions, we multiply the numerators as well as the denominators. So for the numerators, 119 multiplied by 1, still 119. And then 28 multiplied by 2, we have 56. But 119 out of 56, is it in the lowest form? No. So with the help of the calculator, we can reduce it. 119 out of 56. We press the equal sign. That is 17 out of 8. Now, you could see that for the numbers were represented in the form of mixed fraction. So we also need to leave our answer in the form which was given in the question. So 17 out of 8 into mixed fraction. So 8 goes into 17 2 times, leaving a remainder of, so 8 2 is 16, so leaving a remainder of 1 out of 8. So we can say that the conclusion, hence 2 whole number 1 out of 8 is exactly halfway between M and N. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please kindly subscribe and then comment in the comment section. Thanks for watching. See you next time.